with 12.2, okay, we are talking about combinations. No. Yeah, that's what we're skipping. So, on Thursday, Friday, we did permutations, correct? With permutations, the important thing that you have to remember is with permutations, does the order matter? Yes. ABC is different than BAC, right? Okay. With combinations, the order's not going to matter. Okay, so for example, you're playing 3-card poker. Okay? If you have a king, a queen, and a jack, does anybody care what order you got those in? No, because either way you have them, right? Okay, I don't care if you got the jack first or last. It doesn't matter, because in the end you have them in your hand. Okay, so that's like with combination, what that's going to be. So with combinations, okay, a combination, get that squared up a little bit better, there we go. It's a selection of R objects from a group of N objects where order does not matter. Okay, that's the big thing out of that whole sentence. Order does not matter. Okay, I don't care what order I get them in. Okay, I don't care if when I go to Subway, I don't care if they put the meat on first or the cheese, because regardless, I'm getting it, right? The only difference is whether it's on top or bottom.
The meat has to be on the bottom.
The taste difference? Why don't you bring a couple sandwiches tomorrow and I'll test the theory out?
Yeah.
Why don't you bring donuts? Yeah.
Okay.
Because we weren't even there.
Alright, so with combinations, order does not matter. Now, notice in your green box there, okay, and I think you guys probably noticed in your calculator when we were doing permutations, there's going to be a button for this. Okay, so in your green calculator, when you're doing combinations, okay, we have N, C, R. Okay, I'm going to read this on Thursday, Friday. It was a P. I said N pick R, right? Here I'm going to say N choose R. Okay, just that way, if we use those two words, we know, I know whether you're talking or know whether we use permutation or combination. Okay, so permutation, use the word pick. Combination, use the word choose. Okay, if you wanted to, you could do it by hand, just like on Thursday, Friday. That'd be kind of silly, though, right? It'd be silly to have to work that out by hand when all you have to do is plug it in the calculator. Okay. So, their example, right below it says, for instance, a number of combinations of 2 objects taken from a group of 5 objects is 5 choose 2. Okay, so everybody remember where you found that button at on your calculator? Your PRB. It's a PRB button, probability. Okay, hit that. So you type in your first number, PRB, NCR, and then type in your last number, hit enter. Okay? Now, the best example of this is always probably going to be like cards. Okay, that's the one that most people can relate to. So that's actually the example that they use first. Okay, a standard deck of 52 playing cards. Okay, everybody knows there's 52 cards in a deck. You're going to have to know that if you don't. Okay, how many suits? Or anybody know how many cards are in each suit? 13. Okay, so just be aware of that. They have them all listed there for you. Okay, so when you get your assignment, if you have to come back to that information, it's right there. Okay, part A says if the order in which the cards are dealt is not important, okay, so right there you know you're using combinations. Okay, order doesn't matter, so you're using combinations there. How many different 5-card hands are possible? Okay, does it restrict you at all? Does it say anything about suits? No, they just want to know out of 52 cards, how many 5-card hands are possible? Okay, so I have a total of 52, and I'm choosing how many? 5. So how many 5-card hands, poker hands probably if you've got 5 cards? Yeah, what's the number?
2,598,000.
Even? 960? Okay. So that's how many 5-card hands you could end up with. Now, if I did permutations, would that number be bigger or smaller? It's going to be bigger. Because if I have, excuse me, a 5, a 7, a queen, a jack, and an ace, okay, that's one combination, right? But for permutations, I can also rearrange those, right? So for every one combination, there's many permutations. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay, now, your second part there, part B, says in how many of these hands are all 5 cards the same suit. Okay, this is where it starts to change a little bit. Okay, first thing you need to do is you need to make sure they're the same suit. Okay, how many suits are there? There's 4 suits, but how many are you choosing? 1. Okay, so here now I'm down to 1 suit, correct? And now when I say the word "and" in math, we think what? Multiply. And means multiply. Okay, so I chose my suit, and I have to choose 5 cards. But what number is out in front? Why 13, Brody? Because now that I've eliminated 3 out of my 4 suits, I only have 13 cards left, correct? So I have 13, choose 5. I don't... Try it. Try it without parentheses. Tell me what you get. I would suggest... Okay, just be careful. I would suggest doing one at a time, just to make sure. Okay, I would be as careful as possible. Okay, so this would be if I was choosing 5 total cards. Order did not matter, but I wanted them all to be in 1 suit, correct? Okay, let's try another one here. They're going to get a little bit more challenging. Okay, up at the top of the page on page 709, it says when finding the number of ways both an event A and an event B can occur, you need to multiply. Notice here, I wanted 1 suit and 5 cards, correct? Okay, it goes on to say, when finding the number of ways an event A or event B can occur, you add. Okay, so and means what? Multiply. Or means add. Okay, so just be aware of that. Those are 2 very important words that you're going to be looking for. And means multiply, or means add. So, example 2 says, a restaurant serves omelets that can be ordered with any of the ingredients shown. Okay, and then off to the right they give ingredients, correct? Suppose you want exactly 2 vegetarian ingredients and 1 meat ingredient in your omelets. how many different types of omelets can you order? Okay. Cade, how many total options are there for vegetarian ingredients? There's 6, and I want how many? How many am I choosing? 2, right? So what am I going to set up first? 6, choose 2. Okay, and that's going to take care of my vegetarian options, right? Same thing that we were talking about. Does the order matter? Do I care if they put green peppers or mushrooms on first? No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I have 6, choose 2, and so I do what? I multiply. And I want 1 meat ingredient. Jack, how many meat ingredients are there?
4.
And I'm choosing how many? So I set up what?
4.
Choose 1. What is it, Aspen? 60? So that's 60 different types of omelets, correct?
I get like 30 things on my
What's that?
I get like 30 different things on my
I know. So yeah, yours would probably be like maybe 6, choose 5, right? And then I want all the meats, so 4, choose 4.
I would just take all of it.
So 6, choose 6 times 4, choose 4.
Let's go to David.
So how many options are there?
Let's go ahead and go get that.
I'm hungry now, right? What is that?
That's an $8 omelet. That's not bad.
What if I choose? What if I do 6, choose 6, and 4, choose 4? It's 1, because there's only one way to choose everything, right? Yeah. Kind of like with permutations, there's only one way to choose nothing. Okay, with permutations, there's a lot of ways to choose everything. Combinations, there's only one way to choose everything. Calculators have a lot going on that we don't know about. Calculators are smarter than all of us. Yeah, they have that equation in their memory. All right, part B. Okay, this is where it changes. Suppose you can afford at most 3 ingredients in your omelet. Okay? So, it doesn't say whether they're vegetarian, whether they're meat, correct? But all I know is that I can only have 3 ingredients. You guys agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So, is it possible that I don't have any ingredients? Yeah. Okay, because at most means no more than 3, correct? Okay. How many total choices are there for ingredients in my omelet? There's 10. There's 6 in the first one, and there's 4 in the second, correct? This word up here. Okay. So, I have 10 total choices. Is it possible for me to choose none? Okay, it is. And, excuse me, I could choose none, or I could choose 1, or I could choose 2, or I could choose 3. Could I choose 4? No. So I stop here. Okay, I can't get any more, so I stop. So 10 choose 0 is 1. 10 choose 1 is 10. 10 choose 2 is 45. And then 10 choose 3 is 120. Okay, so I have 11, 56, 176. So there's 176 different combinations. What? Because it told me I wanted at most 3 ingredients. Okay, so I can't have any more, but I can have up to 3. So I can have 0, 1, 2, or 3 different ingredients. Okay. Now notice, did they use the word or in the sentence? No, but they did use the word at most. Okay? when they use the word at most or at least, that's telling you you have choices. Okay? You can either have none, or you could have one, or you could have two, or you could have three. Could you have 1 and 3 at the same time? No, because that would just be 3. Okay? So that's going to be your ors. Okay, let's do one more example here. To me, combinations are a little bit more challenging to get set up. Okay? Example 3. The title says what? Subtracting instead of adding. Okay, so we're trying to look for subtraction here. It says a theater is staging a series of 12 different plays. Okay, so you have 12 plays. You want to attend at least, how many? At least 3. Pardon? Was it? It was following, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have 12 plays. We want to attend at least 3. Okay, so could I attend 2? No. Right? I want at least 3. So I could attend 3 or. Now that'd be a lot of combinations to have to add together, right? There's more that aren't options, right? 0, 1, 2. You guys agree with that? Okay. So this is how I want you to think about it. What are your 2 choices for each play? You're either going or you're not, right? So how many choices do you have for each one? You have 2 choices. Okay? So you're either going to go or you're not. Okay? And I'm either going to go or not how many times? 12 times. If I can write. Okay? So I have 2 to the 12th different ways that I could go to these plays, because I'm either going or I'm not to each one of these. Okay, and that's going to be pretty common across these when you do this. Okay, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because of how many combinations I would have had to add together. Okay, this gives me my total, correct? But I know that the ones that are not possible are 12, choose 0, because I can't go to none, or I can't go to 1, or I can't go to 2. Could I go to 3? Yeah. Okay, so that's where I cut that off. Okay, I'm either going or not going to 12 things, but I know I got to get rid of these options because these aren't choices for me. Because I'm definitely going to at least 3. Okay, so what's 2 to the 12th? Anybody have that? 4,096 minus, how many ways can I go to none? 1 plus 12 plus 66. So I have 78, so I have 79. So what's 4096 minus 79? 4017. Okay. How do I know when to subtract? What words did they use? At least. Okay. Typically, at least is going to say subtract for you. Now, in this case, if they would have said, I want to attend at least 10 plays, then it'd be kind of silly to subtract, right? Because then you would have to subtract 12 choose 0, 12 choose 1, 12 choose 2, 12 choose 3, 12 choose 4, 12 choose 5, 12 choose 6, all the way up to 9, right? So then you're doing more work. Okay, the reason I'm subtracting here is because there's less things, less combinations to do here. Okay, I could do if I wanted to, I could do 12 choose 3, 12 choose 4, 12, and just add them all together and get the same answer. Okay, but that's a lot more work, right? Okay, so just take your idea. You're either going or you're not going to each one, but you know that these are not an option, so you got to subtract those away from your total.
Why do I keep getting 4,017?
Because that's the answer.
Okay. I was looking at the wrong number.
Oh, Jack. Why do I keep getting the right answer? Dang it. I can't figure it out. I shouldn't be getting the right answer. Hey, questions? The reason combinations are a little bit more challenging is because there's just more things to think about. Okay? Is it and? Is it or? Are you multiplying or are you adding? Is it at most? Is it at least? Do I need to subtract or add? Okay? So there's just more things to think about. We're going to do this over the course, not this assignment, but we're going to do combinations for 2 days. Okay? Today we'll do an assignment here. Tomorrow we'll do one out of the back of the book. Okay? So for today, I would like to try these. And there's going to be a handful of word problems. Because that's where, I know, you guys love that. Since you like it so much, I'll make sure to start doing more of those.